TikTok. We all know what it is. Literally, just before writing this intro, I was just randomly scrolling through TikTok. It's probably changed us so much in terms of what we do on a daily basis. It's also lowered attention spans. They have algorithms that make us stay on the app and hit us with those fresh dopamine hits. And how TikTok has changed other apps so that you never really leave the world of short form content. You've got YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and even Snapchat at this point. Kids spend on average around 70 minutes per day on TikTok in the UK. But I feel like because of how addictive this app is, it's probably a lot more in terms of the active user base for kids. In this video, I want to delve into the differences of a 24-hour span before and after TikTok became a massive thing. Hello, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's like, what's the time? It's like 5 a.m. and I'm recording this because I don't have lecture tomorrow. So I decided, hey, let's stay up till an obscene amount and record a YouTube video. As you heard by the intro, I'm going to be talking about, I guess, the TikTokification of 24 hours. That seems like a good title, so yeah. I'm just going to get right into it, okay? So I guess like waking up, I feel like even before TikTok was a massive thing, like people would go on their phones and like check messages and stuff and be like, hey, check who's messaged them. I don't really know. Or check like the news. But like, I feel like now, like if someone's woken up like half an hour early, I feel like there's like not an urge, but like just this like routine of like, oh, let's go on TikTok, and then you just stay on there for ages. And it could make you late, or it could be like a controlled scroll and like, oh, I'm gonna set this time to look at TikTok, then I'm gonna go. But on like trains and like stuff, like you see people watching TikTok like all the time on the way to work, which is like good and bad effects, you know. I mean, is it really good? Like, I guess staring at your phone for so long and like as soon as you wake up, just having that light of technology in your face from like when you wake up. In terms of like jokes and like a lot of jokes in the media and like what people reference, a lot of it is like made on TikTok. You have like viral audios, viral music. Like I feel like a lot of culture nowadays is like kind of set on TikTok, and a lot of like, I guess our free time is based on like TikTok. Oh, look at this review, or oh, look at this food place, you should go there. Influencers, they can really turn the tide on you know what people might do if businesses get more like customers or whatever. So also, I guess like the circulation of news, now that like a blast of short form content, you kind of just get the news all the time now. Like the 24-hour news cycle is like bad enough. Like if you wake up at like 5 a.m, there's always gonna be someone talk about news somewhere. Like you see it all the time. It's just constantly like barraging. But like with TikTok, like for me in this house right now, I don't have like Freeview or like Sky, so I can't really just like watch TV and like watch the news. But like you still hear about the news so much like TikTok, and like see, oh, breaking news this, and like obviously like there's people who are not like news networks who their main form of content is like talking about the news, talk about what's happening and stuff. And like it does kind of add to like that dread that like I know in the song The News by Paramore, they kind of talk about like the dread of like constantly looking at the news, constantly seeing bad things, what it does to your brain, and like mixing that in with like big dopamine hits, and then just a doom scroll of like wars happening, like graphic content. It's really like a whiplash moment, I've got to say. And I'm getting to school. So TikTok really started to like blow up quite a lot when I was like in sixth form, like about to do my A levels, which got cancelled. So, but like, in free periods when like you're supposed to be like working, revising and stuff, like towards the end of like my time at sixth form, you would like see people watching TikTok, you'd see people making TikToks. I know like some of my friends were like, oh, maybe we should make a TikTok and see how many views we can get on this video and how many likes. And like, you could slowly see that like coming in at the end of like when I left school. But like, I just can't imagine what it's like now in like secondary schools and like even like sixth form. Like, I still see on TikTok sometimes like people making TikToks from my old sixth form. I'm like, damn, like that never happened when I was there. Like, I feel like, I don't know, it's just so weird how like instead of like playing football with friends or like running around at break time being sweaty or like sharing gossip or something, it's just, you know, watching TikTok. And I think recently they're trying to put a ban on phones during like the school time. So like you can only use your phone before or after school in an attempt to like, you know, make people concentrate more and like stop bullying. But like, I feel like phones have always just been part of like school. Like, everyone has their phone during break time, during lunchtime. Like, you would go on your phone and like, I don't know, play games. That was a massive thing for me as well, like playing games. In terms of doing tasks, yeah, sometimes I get very distracted and I just open TikTok and I'm scrolling endlessly just on the app, scrolling, and then I get no task done and I realise that I haven't really done my work for today, so tomorrow I'm gonna have to do more work. But then that's hindered by me going on TikTok for like an hour or two. Sometimes I just don't get stuff done, and then I look at the time and it's like 10:30 and I haven't even made dinner yet, so it takes up a lot of your time. And sleeping. Now, I know during lockdown I used to spend loads of time on TikTok and like I would lose so much sleep. I'll lose sleep over other things like Futurama and watching Luther, but I could just feel myself like scrolling for ages on TikTok. It would be like 6 a.m. still scrolling. I'd see the sun come up, which was like a bad time. I don't do that anymore because I've got things to do. Like, I remember on TikTok, like after you've been scrolling for a while, there would be this like advert says, "You've scrolled enough. You need to stop and let your eyes take a break" or something. And then I think everyone realized that you could just block that account. So it didn't really work. But like, yeah, in terms of like scrolling, you know, flashing lights, and I've also seen like people, like content creators, having to like, you know, make their content so like in your face with like the captions and like 2 words on the screen at a time or 1 word just to like keep attention, which is like, you know, attention spans have gone down the drain so much. Like, I find it hard to concentrate sometimes with like lectures. I put it on 2 times speed sometimes because I just can't concentrate for like as much as I used to anymore. I guess in terms of like, yeah, 24 hours, I feel like that covers like a wide range of stuff that you would do in 24 hours. And I feel like it relates more to like me and like my age. I'm 22. As of the day of recording this, my birthday was 4 days ago. So I feel like an old man. But yeah, that has been my video about 24 hours and TikTok and the TikTokification of 24 hours. I just said the title. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Peace.